Hey Brian, there's so much for me to respond to, so I just want to thank you for just reaching out in general, as always. Um, I'm doing something a little bit different this time around, and I'm also recording the same message that I'm sending you on my computer, and I don't quite know why yet. I might delete it later, I might keep it and put it somewhere, but I don't know. I just felt like I wanted to record it in both places. Kind of just going step by step with what I remember. First, I wanted to comment on the friendship that you and I have between us, and how there's a lot of ways that we look at friendships versus relationships. And I just remember, hearing the only difference between a friendship and a relationship is that intimacy, right? And you know what? I think it goes even further than just the word intimacy, because I think you can have intimacy between just friends. And so maybe it's more of a romantic intimacy, but I think you could still reach that higher level of a friendship and relationship with another person, even if you're not, romantically together. And I think that's something that I appreciate about our friendship, in that, when we first met, nowhere did I know or think that we'd ever become such close friends. It was at a time in my life where I didn't feel like I had that many close people in my life. At least in the way that it's not that I didn't have people close to me, it's that I didn't let people get close to me. I didn't let people see me, see who I was. So, because of that, I always felt this rift between everybody in my life. And as I started to meet you and all of my other friends that I was making at the time, and allowing myself to be honest and sharing, I think that created a very good foundation for me in our friendship. And anyways, one thing I wanted to kind of comment on was the idea that you shared of, reacting with the whale emoji when someone sends you a very special message, or just a message that really stands out to you. And I love that practice, because it's almost like, very rarely are you ever going to use a whale emoji for something else. So it's almost like, creating your own definition to an emoji, right? You're making your own symbol. Maybe it's like an anchor, where every time you see that symbol now, it reminds you of something special. In the same way that when I have the hearts next to people's names, and I see that heart, it immediately makes me feel a certain way or think a certain thing. So it's like you're creating this meaning in your life. I think that's incredible. And maybe I'll borrow it, maybe I'll steal it, maybe I'll send my own little animal at some point. We'll see. But I do know I like the idea of not just responding with that, but you also shared that when you send your whale emoji reaction, you also put whatever the message was into a folder. And I thought about how incredibly valuable that can be in saving it and having a place to return when things might not be going that amazing. One of the things you just mentioned in your most recent messages was how you were questioning some of your thoughts and some of your behaviors and just asking yourself, like, not just why am I doing this, but you were asking, like, what is it that I really want? And I wanted to share with you that I had a moment just like that actually yesterday night. I wasn't feeling too great. I ended up not going through with some plans that a bunch of my friends were going through. I just felt like my social battery was quite empty. And I was just finishing up at work. I was closing up the gym. And a part of me decided, you know what, I know how much state is determined by energy and movement, and sometimes moving my body around will, shake me out of that. And so what I decided to do is I was like, all right, just in case, maybe I'm going to climb a little bit, move my body around. And if I jumpstart that motor and I have the energy, then I'm going to go hang out with my friends. So I went ahead, I climbed for, maybe 15, 20, 30 minutes. I got my heart rate up. And as we know about state and the triad, how, our physiology is just 1/3 of it. It's also what's our focus, what's our language, like what are we saying to ourselves, how are we saying it, like that's going to determine the state we're in. And let's just say that, just moving my body around at that point was not the answer I was looking for. I remember just laying down on the floor, staring up at the ceiling with my music blasting on the speakers, and just asking myself that question, what is it that I really want? Like, what is it that I'm looking for right now? And I remembered, even though my music was super loud, just entering into a meditation and just taking a couple deep breaths and really asking myself, okay, what is it that I'm looking for? What is it that my heart is telling me that I want? And honestly, I didn't get that clear of an answer in the moment, other than this sign, this knowing of, like, I just need to take care of myself. I didn't know what taking care of myself looked like in that moment, but I knew, kind of like to your point, you might not know what the answer is, but you know that if a certain situation comes up and a certain person or people come into your life and say XYZ, you know that you would choose yourself. You know what your answer would be. In that same way, I was like, oh no, I may not know exactly what I need at this very second, but I do know that I want to go home and take a nice shower, just wash my hair, and figure it out from there. And so, I don't know, I just kind of related to what you were saying about all of that. And I guess I had a moment like that today again. Another day where I was just super tired, super drained. And I just came to this conclusion. I was like, you know what? Not every day is my best day. And I have pushed myself pretty hard over the last few weeks. And while the finish line is in sight, there's a part of me that's also like, hey, I know it's almost here, a couple more days, a couple more weeks. Make sure to take care of yourself so you have enough energy to even reach the finish line. Today I chose myself. Today I made sure to take care of myself. You mentioned how you were feeling a bit sick, and I wouldn't say, a physical illness is what I'm feeling right now, but definitely like a mental, like, grogginess, which is honestly comforting to me in a way, because I know exactly how to fix that, right? I have my tool belt. I have my exercises. I have my mindset that I know works in order to solve problems like these. And I just have to do the steps, right? Sometimes that means, you know what, Philip, instead of looking outwards and looking for someone to come in and, give you some good laughs and show you some attention, sometimes the answer is showing yourself some attention. Take a step back. Look around your environment. Look inside yourself and say, like, what aren't you giving to yourself? I was driving home from work today, and I just looked at the mirror at a red light, and I just stared at myself. And I stared. And then I looked into my eyes. And I remembered this video I listened to months, if not years ago. And the video simply started with, when was the last time you looked yourself in the eye? Like, really stopped and looked yourself in the eye. Not around your eye, not around your face. Like, when did you stop, take a deep breath, and look yourself in the eye? And it's been a while for me. And so I did just that. I just stopped and I looked at myself and I saw myself. Rather than waiting for someone else to see me, I saw me. I started to feel a little bit better. And I came home. I took a monster nap. It was incredible. I loved it. And I just remember that, taking care of myself takes steps. It doesn't just happen. It's deliberate action every single day. I was listening to one of the audio programs, the Ultimate Relationship program from Tony. And it was the episode on state and the 6 human needs and depression, and how for the person in the video, the depression was a choice they were making. And what baffled me about watching that video and just seeing that transformation happen was remembering that I actually went through a similar experience, where once long ago, I remember being stuck in bed, like not physically stuck, but emotionally, I was not able to get up. And this was months after doing therapy, and maybe even actually years, and after reading so many books. And I just had this moment where I was honestly sick and tired of being sad. And I asked myself this question, Philip, you know exactly what to do to feel better. You know that getting exercise, getting sun, eating well, getting sleep, all of that helps you feel better. You know that journaling helps. So why aren't you doing any one of those things? And realizing in that moment on my own that me feeling sad was serving a deeper purpose and deeper meaning that I was unaware of was mind-blowing to me. And I still remember that lesson till today, because whenever I'm feeling that way, I know it's not a condition I'm experiencing. I know it's a need that I'm not meeting. Me taking care of myself these past few days and the days to come is this reminder of I have everything I need within me now, and I can show myself the love and the care that I need. And all I need to do is meet the needs that I may be missing. I'm driving back, I'm missing something. What aren't I giving myself? And I love that you mentioned contribution, because I was thinking the same thing recently. Maybe earlier today or yesterday, where I was saying, oh, you know what I haven't done recently? I haven't focused on giving, right? There's a part of me that gives, but there's a different level of giving when it's like you're very intentional about it and you want to give and you do it out of love and growth. And I think I want to return to that too, because I feel better when I give. So anyways, I cut off the rest of the message because I was going to leave that privately for my friend Brian. But for you, I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. If you like this, honestly, let me know. This was much more raw. This is a message I sent directly to a friend, and maybe it sounds a little bit more authentic, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Let me know if you enjoyed. And anyways, until next time, just remember to always fill up with the love. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. I love you.